What's going on, YouTube? Legend here once again, this time at you again with Attack on Titan. That's right, Attack on Titan. Recently I was anime only, and when I heard that the final chapter was coming out, I decided to read and catch up, and I don't regret that in the least bit, because man, that series is beautiful, immaculate. I love it. Now, with that being said, during this video, I am going to be talking about a lot of Attack on Titan manga spoilers. So I want to warn you right now, this is a story that is worth reading or watching to the end without being spoiled. So if you have not read the manga to the end, then I suggest you may watch this video later. But for those of you who have, stay tuned, because I got some words to say, all right? And that's about this controversial ending that's been going on and that people have been complaining about, and so on and so forth. What my thoughts are on it, and why I think it is what it is, and why I feel the way that I feel about it. Now, people tend to have their own gripes about this finale, right?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And I understand that the ending is not perfect, but overall I like the ending. I love the ending. I thought it wrapped up everything pretty well. There are things that I would change, which I will address, but overall I thought the final arc and the final chapter was acceptable, was good, right? Now, the controversy is that a lot of people don't think so. Matter of fact, I even did a poll on my Instagram. You should follow me on my Instagram, Anime Genius, Genius with 2 S's. On there, I did a little poll to see if people were satisfied with the ending or not, and almost throughout the whole time, it was split in half of people liking and people not liking it. And now, even though I can't get a lot of straight answers of why people didn't like it or what more they wanted from the series, one thing that kind of grinds my gears when it comes to their description of how they felt about the season, and the comparison they use is comparing it to Game of Thrones final season. Now this upsets me. This upsets me quite a bit, all right? Because Game of Thrones final season was absolutely abysmal. It was horrible. It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. When I say this, I mean start to finish, right? And I'm here to tell you why Attack on Titan ending is way better than the Game of Thrones ending. Because that comparison makes no sense to me whatsoever. What are they talking about? I'm going to try and remain calm throughout most of the video here and just kind of break down what I thought about the ending. Let me end. I also want to just get down to just to compare, just to kind of remind you guys of what Game of Thrones final season was and what Attack on Titan ending is, and why those two should not be compared. All right, so that's going to be the main point of the video, just kind of comparing the two and kind of getting out what my thoughts are on the Attack on Titan ending. First, let's get into the Game of Thrones ending and what was wrong with that. Now, one of the things about the Game of Thrones ending, right, is that now in this ending, the entire season was faulted. There was something wrong. Some of the faults even started the season before, but it really showed and was right in your face in that final season, and it was undeniable. The character development of the different characters, the character arcs that different characters were going throughout the series, were thrown in the trash in the final season. It was absolutely horrible. It actually made me upset. Let's take, for example, Jaime Lannister, one of the characters that I liked a little bit more. Yes, he was, had strange stuff going on and all kinds of stuff, but his character arc was very admirable. It made me really like him. Now, as we follow him, he goes through his journey. At first he's kind of a piece of garbage, and then as time goes on, he kind of sees the error in his ways. You see that some of the things that he did in the past did show glimpses that he was actually a good person when it comes to killing the Mad King for the greater good, so on and so forth. And as he goes, he sees the evil that's in Cersei, and he learns more about the world and becomes empathetic and so on and so forth. And we're led to believe he overcomes that and he's on a brighter path. And I actually believe that he was going to go back and he was going to be the one to kill Cersei. Now, what did the final season do? Did none of that. He went back. He fought somebody irrelevant to his character arc. Who even was that guy again? Theon's like cousin or something, his uncle? Like, come on now. What does he have to do with Jaime Lannister? Why is that his final fight? What does that have to do with anything? Why did he fight the guy? You know, whatever, right? So he fights him, he wins, he goes to Cersei, and he's all lovey-dovey again after he done broke Brienne's heart. Now, come on, man. Like, what? Like, he goes back, like, did he learn nothing? What was the point of his character arc if he was going to end that way? If he's going to end the way that he would have ended if he didn't have that character arc? Doesn't make any sense. But there we go. Then we go to the next thing. We go on to Jon Snow. Jon Snow, which is probably one of the top two things that pissed me off the most, was that his entire character arc was leading up to him being important and being the rightful heir to the throne. Tell me, with how the season ended, what was the point of us even knowing that? There was no point. That came to nothing. All it did was just piss Daenerys off. We saw that lump of just that lump of garbage that was the final season of Game of Thrones, and now we're comparing it to Attack of Titan. What? One thing I can say about Attack on Titan and Game of Thrones having in common was Bran and Eren, right? Those two characters were pretty similar in what they could do, right? Bran was living in the past, the present, and the future all at once. He became very disconnected, and he was seeing all this stuff, right? Nothing really came of that. Like, he just didn't help with the battle and became the king, whatever. But Eren, he did everything with that. He did everything. He made sure certain events came to be, right? No matter what the cost was, whether it was allowing his mother to be eaten, even though he had control. Once he was with the founder, he had control if that were to happen or not. He carried out his plan. He ended up becoming the final villain of the series to try and make the world, trying to get the most peace he can out of the world. Yeah, he annihilated 80% of humanity, which was unforgivable, which is why his character ended up dying. But like, he was reaching his goal to eradicate all Titans, like he stated in the beginning of the show. This was foreshadowed. This was where his character arc was heading. We saw it time and time again that he was being overtaken by this rage, by this anger, and it was eating away at him more and more and more, and he was going to eventually do something crazy, do something heinous. We knew it was going to happen, and he was going to pay the price for it. And that's what happened. His character arc went the way that you thought it was going to go. And it was not for nothing. It was the main thing that ended the series. Right here, right? Mikasa's character arc. Mikasa throughout the show was very dependent on Eren. Eren. In the anime, that's all we would hear from her. Eren, this and that and whatever, right? And when Eren started doing these crazy things, no matter what, she was still trying to protect him. She was still trying to do this and that. We could talk to him, this and that. But she was able to become strong, stand on her own, and do what needed to be done, and was the one that ultimately killed Eren, that decapitated him, cut him off, and helped save the world, which is all part of Eren's plan to make his friends the heroes. Armin, someone who was weak, someone who always looked down on his strength, that didn't have the confidence to make the calls, to be a leader. What did he do? At the end, he became the commander after Hanji died. He made the decisions. He took Eren on one-on-one that gave Mikasa the chance to get into his Titan's mouth and kill him. So he went mano-a-mano with Eren, right? The rematch, right? Boom. He became confident. He became strong. And he was the one. He was the hero, right? There we go. Another character arc. Looking good to me. I don't know. We got all kinds of explanations of what's going on. I understand that people are upset too, that like things weren't explained as well as they should have been. And I understand that, because honestly, most things are explained, but there's too much vagueness going on. There's too much vague information given to us. A lot of this dots we have to kind of connect ourselves, which isn't a good thing. I understand that. Like, I think what upset a lot of people when it came to the ending of Attack on Titan is the fact that like there wasn't a clear solution, right? Like, Eren did all that. He wiped out 80% of humanity, you know, all so he can make the island devils the heroes, right? And make world peace. But at the end, you see that no matter what, which they actually did say throughout the series, and we've seen how there's conflict within the walls and all kinds of stuff. But the fact of the matter is that conflict was still going to exist after Eren's plan, right? Now, granted, think about it the other way. Think about Eren does his plan, wipes out 80% of humanity, and everybody's like, plus stream says like, you know what? I'm not angry about anything anymore. No more conflict, world peace, we're good. That's not believable, but that's what the ending that people are asking for. Doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense. What makes sense is that there is still going to be conflict, but because of this big blow the world got, there's not going, for the time being, there's going to be peace, and it's going to be the most peace the world's ever going to see for a long time, right? Because like there's going to be less infighting going on within the walls, right? Within Paradis. Marley's not going to be upset with them. Marley's good, but the rest of the world might be upset. But the rest of the world ain't gonna make their move right now, you know? And even after they make their move, like there's still a chance to talk it out. There's still a chance to talk about it. Because even though Eren came from Paradis is the one that stopped him. So like that earns an ear for the rest of the world that decides to come, right? Now we can't see all that. And people say they want to know that everything's fine, so on and so forth. But guess what? The series is over. The series has to end. So we can't see what's going to happen within the world for the rest of the eternity of that world, you know? But that's the thing, you know? But honestly, I feel that most of the things that people find wrong with the ending of Attack on Titan can be solved with just an epilogue, just another chapter, just kind of showing what happens. It connects a little bit more of the dots, gives us a little bit more information. But everything that's happened to this point, I think this is the best way it could have gone. This was the only way that it could have gone. And so yeah, so that's why I kind of feel that it's just ridiculous to compare it to Game of Thrones when the final arc of Attack on Titan was great, and it's just the final chapter that people have problems with. It's just not a fair comparison. Game of Thrones dropped the ball ridiculously. Attack on Titan did not. But that's what I wanted to, that's the thoughts that I wanted to get out when it comes to the Attack on Titan ending. I rammed on for quite a bit, so I'm probably going to cut out quite a bit of what I was saying. But if you have anything that you want to discuss, you give any thoughts that you might have when it comes to the Attack on Titan ending and so on and so forth. What more did you want from it? How would you prefer it to end? What more did you want from Isayama when it came to that? Comment your thoughts down below. If you like the content, definitely like the video. Subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this. I do reviews, reactions, skits, whatever it is. It's anime, video games, all that good stuff. So subscribe to the channel for more information. And with that, legend out.